Good morning, everyone. Today is Friday, April 12th. So today we will start session 10.1. And your homework 9.5 and quiz 6 will be due tonight. Okay? So, because we are behind schedule, that leaves us no time for review of the chapter 9. But remember this afternoon from 3:10 to 5, I will be in this room. So study session. But feel free to print out your practice exams and come here and work on your practice exams. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Okay? Your exam 3 is on next Wednesday. So it covers chapter 9. So chapter 9, it starts with 9.1, fundamental identities. You have like the practice exam, you have 2 type of problems. Maybe we can take a look at the practice exam and see what type of problems on it. Okay. So like this problem, you have some trig expression. You want to simplify. Okay. So usually when you see a negative angle, you get rid of that. And sine and tangent, cotangent, cosecant, they are odd functions. So you still have the negative. You move the negative outside. And secant and cosine, they are hungry. They eat the minus sign. Do you remember? And usually you change everything in terms of sine and cosine and see if you can cancel. Bless you. If the angle are not the same, then you can use the double angle formula or half angle formula to make the angle the same. Okay, so that's the common rules. And when you see 1 plus cosine, think about the conjugate. What is the conjugate of 1 plus cosine? Conjugate of 1 plus cosine. 1 minus cosine. Okay? So, yes. And the conjugate of 1 minus sine is 1 plus sine. Exactly. Okay. Yeah. And then the problem 2 is you look at your left-hand side and you simplify it until you get the right-hand side. Or you can also start with the right-hand side and simplify it so the left-hand side and right-hand side equal to the same thing. And then exact value. Can you use your calculator? No. So if you have some angle like this, make this angle within 0 to 36. That's right. 360 degrees. Okay? So either subtract multiple of 360 degree or add multiple of 360 degree. So then you look at which quadrant it lines in. Find the reference angle. The reference angle is in the first quadrant. Then it's easier to recognize is the sum or difference of our common angle value. 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree, and 90 degree. Okay? And the problem like this is like your quiz. But in the exam, maybe I give you cotangent or cosecant. So this trig function could be any trig function. And then you just look at your XYR. Draw the point on the XY plane and figure out the quadrants. And then you can find the sine and cosine and then plug in the difference formula. Okay? And this one, similar. I can give you any trig function. And then you can find the sine, cosine. Then you can find sine 2 theta, cosine 2 theta, and tangent 2 theta. Right? This is also in your quiz. And this problem, we have something similar in the class notes of 9.3. So please look at that example. Okay, so I can give you any trig function, and I can ask you cosine or any trig functions of the half angle. Okay, and this one, we write the product to sum or difference, or rewrite the sum as a product. These, you just use the formula. But be careful, make sure you put in the correct formula. And then here, this is the solve the trig equations. When you see double angle, you use the double angle formula first, right? So to reduce, so to have the same angle. And there are three forms of the cosine 2x. So it's either 1 minus 2 sine square or the 2 cosine square minus 1. Then you decide which one to use here. Because you have the cosine, so you should use the one with the cosine in it. Okay? By the way, if you're late, please watch the recording so you don't miss anything. Because I was telling you what problems are gonna on the exam. Yeah, so please watch the recording. So this one, yeah, your angle are not the same. So use the double angle formula to express sine 2x. And then this one, oh, this is a quadratic type, right? Let u be the tangent. So like these type of problems, after you solve for the trig function, you draw the trig graph, okay? And then given the y value, you draw a horizontal line and find the angles. And remember the reference angle worksheets? You have the theta, and then here the pi minus theta, here pi plus theta, and there is 2 pi minus theta. Okay, so you look at the graph, and then you can find all solutions. And the sine, cosine, secant, cosecant, the period is 2 pi. Tangent, cotangent, the period is pi. Do you receive my email about your homework? Your number 2? Yes. So sometimes some answers you can combine them and into a single expression. Okay, so that is the number 203 of your homework. Okay, again, tonight you have homework and quiz due. And make sure you do the quiz. The homework, you can still work on your homework after the deadline. But I hope you can understand every problem on your homework. Again, study session this afternoon. I hope you can come, especially if your score is not over 70 in exam 2. Please come to the study session. 3:10 to 5 in this room. Okay, study session this afternoon, 3:10 to 5. Okay, so now let's continue. Okay, let's start chapter 10. Chapter 10 is the last session we cover. So it has, this chapter has 3 sessions. 10.1 is about law of sine, 10.2, law of cosine, and 10.8, vectors. And so in our course, we have been dealing with right triangles, right? And this is the time when we deal with non-right triangles. What if the triangle is not a right triangle? What do we do? Okay. So here, definition. An oblique triangle is a triangle that has no right angles. Okay, a triangle that has no right angles. To solve an oblique triangle, there are 4 cases. Okay, so a triangle. How many angles does a triangle have? 3. That's why triangle, right? How many sides does it have? 3. Okay, so we have 6 information. Okay, so usually the problem will give you 3 information, then you can find the other 3. Okay, so depending on the information they give you, so you have 4 cases. Maybe the problem give you 2 angles and then any side. Okay, so this case is the angle side. By the way, if they give you two angles, you can find the third angle, right? Because the sum of all three angles equals 180 degree. Okay, so they give you three information, two angle and any side. Or they give you two sides and an angle opposite one of them. So this is called side angle. Or they might give you three sides. So side. Or they give you two sides and they are included angle. So side, angle, side. Do you realize that case 2 and case 4, you are given two sides and one angle? But the cases are actually different. It depends on where the angle is. Okay, so let's draw a picture. Okay, so side, angle. You have one side and the other side, and then the angle opposite one of them. But then case 4, you have side, angle, side. This angle is not opposite to any of them. It's the included angle of those two sides. Okay, so they are different cases. The first two cases can be solved using the law of sine, where the last two cases can be solved using law of cosine. Okay? Thank you. Okay, so this is the idea. In the exam, you don't know which one I'm going to ask you, so be prepared to know all of them. Okay, so what is the law of sine? Okay, law of sine, this is a formula. Usually we use small a or like small letter to denote the side. And we use capital letter to denote the angle. Okay, everybody? So the law of sine is the sine over the sine of the corresponding angle. Okay, this ratio is the same. So you have A over sine A equals B over sine B equals C over sine C. Okay, so it's law of sine. It only has the sine function, and you get sine of angle, the ratio of the sine, and the sine of the corresponding angle be the same. So it has two versions. You can put the sine angle on top or bottom, doesn't matter. But you just want to make sure they are all corresponding. So either put all the sine on top or you put all the sine in the denominators. Is that okay, everybody? So this formula you need to memorize. Okay? But it's not too hard to memorize, right? So just you see the sine function and sine of the angle over the side. Okay, so this is the proof. Okay, so you draw an altitude here. So this is D, and then you see this is a right triangle. You get two right triangles. And then notice that in the triangle ACD, this is the angle A. The H is like the opposite. And then the B is like the hypotenuse, right? So H over B, opposite over hypotenuse, is sine A. Therefore, H is B sine A. Okay, everybody? And then in the triangle BCD, do you see this is angle B? The opposite is H, but the hypotenuse is A. So H over A, opposite over hypotenuse, is also sine. That's sine B. And when you solve for H, both sides multiply by A, you get H is A times sine B. So therefore, H being the same, we have B sine A equals A sine B, both sides divided by A and B. Okay, so both sides divided by A and B. Here A cancel, here B cancel. Therefore, you get sine A over A is sine B over B. Okay, everybody? So you continue, similar idea. You can draw like the altitude of the other side. You can show they are equal to sine C over C. This is the proof. Any questions about the proof? No? Okay, so now how do we use the law of sine to solve problems? Okay, so given two angles and one side. So look at the following. We know two angles and we know one side. And first of all, you label the point. Okay, let's call this is A, this is B, and then this is C. By the way, you can label a different order. Does not matter. Then the side opposite to angle A is side A. The side opposite to angle C, side C, and this one is side B. Right, everybody? And by the way, these numbers I mean degrees. Okay, so they are degrees. So from the picture, we know A is 15.1 degree, B is 101.5 degree, and small c is 22.7. Okay, and we want to find the other three information. Because we already know two angles, we can find the third by what? 180 degree minus A and minus B. Right, everybody? So we use 180 degree minus A is 15.1 degree and minus B 101.5 degree. Take out your calculator. Enter these in your calculator. What do you get? So 180 minus 15.1 minus 101.5. $63.14. Oh, thank you. Right, everybody? Okay, good. Now we know all the angle. Write down the law of sine. So law of sine, we have sine A over A equals sine B over B. Let's see. Okay, because here we are looking for the side. Maybe it's better to have the side on top. So it's then we can solve it easier. So let's put the side on top. If you put the side on the bottom, that's okay. You have the same answer. Okay, so this is the law of sine. Are so good? Yes. So practice memorizing this formula. Okay, now we can then plug in all the known values. Do we know A? No. Do we know the angle A? Yes, that's 15.1 degree. Do we know side B? No. Do we know angle B? The 101.5 degree. Do we know side C? Yes. So plug in all the known information. Do we know angle C? Yes, 63.4 degree. Yes, everybody? Okay, this is, we have three parts. Okay, to solve for unknown, we only need an equation. So let's solve for A. Do you see when I solve for A, I use this part, and we also use this part. Because both of the top and bottom, we know the numbers. So to find the angle A, we use this guy and this. So A over sine 15.1 degree equals 22.7 over sine 63.4 degree. Right, everybody? So what is A? You both sides multiply by sine 15.1 degree. Okay? So solve for A. Both sides multiply by this. And then on the left it's gone. On the right we multiply by sine 15.1 degree. Now you can plug into your calculator. Make sure you are in the degree mode. Okay? So I suggest plugging your calculator in the last step. So do not plug in your calculator here. You're not ready yet. Plug in the last step and plug in everything into one line. So everybody plug in your calculator. I want to see if you can get the same answer. Skip forward decimal places. What answer do you get? 6.6134. 15.1. 15.1. Yes, right. Okay. Okay. Good. Yes. So, that's the next one. Okay. All right. So you got 6 point what? 6.35. Thank you. Yes, everybody. So that is the side A. Now we're gonna find the side B. Okay. Let's find the side B. Okay. So then we use this two, right, everybody? We have the B over sine 101.5 degree equals to that. Right, everybody? And then we can then solve for B. So B is the right hand side. Multiply by the sine 101.5 degree. Do you see this is very similar to last expression? So you don't need to re-enter everything. In your calculator, can you go up to the previous line and just replace the 15.1 to 101.5? Can your calculator do that? So just go up to the line above. Be able to go up to the line above. Yes, and then change the number. So that will save you some time. So you don't. Your calculator is not so good. I strongly recommend you to get another one. Or I have some better one in my office. So if in the exam you need to borrow mine, you're free. Yeah. Okay. So what do you get? 3, 4, 5, 8, 7, 7. Thank you. Yes, everybody? Okay. And at the end, let's see if this makes sense. Okay, the C is like about 22.7, right? Do you see the B is longer? So all your B is bigger than it, right? And your A is 6 point something. Yeah, it looks like it's 6 point something, right? So good. We find all the 6 information. So we solve the triangle. Any questions about this problem? No? Okay. Let's continue to look at number 2. So suppose 2 radar stations located 20 miles apart, each detect an aircraft between them. The angle of elevation measured by the first station is 35 degrees, where the angle of elevation measured by the second station is 15 degrees. Find the altitude of the aircraft. Round the altitude to the nearest tenth of a mile. Okay, so here we are looking for this h. Right? Everybody? Uh-huh. So in order to find this h, well, you need to know either the a or a side here. Okay? Because once you know let's say the a, then you know this is the opposite, this is the hypotenuse, and the opposite over hypotenuse is what? Which trig function? Sine of the 15 degree. Right, everybody? So, yeah, in order to find h, we need to find a first. So let's label the angle. The angle opposite to a is the angle A. Yes. So let's call this angle B, this side B, and this is angle C, and this is the side C. Right, everybody? Okay. So we have the two angles, A and B. Can we find the angle C? Yes. So C is 180 degree minus A minus B. What is angle A? 35. What is angle B? 15. Ooh. Subtract them. What do you get? 130. Thank you. Right, everybody? Okay. Now we use the law of the sine. So we have A over sine A equals, what's next? Yes, equals. Good. So after you do a lot of problems, you kind of remember the law of sine formula. Okay, next. We can then plug in. Let's see. Do we know angle A? Do we know side A? No, actually, we're looking for the side A. Yes, everybody? Do we know angle A? Yes, that is 35 degree. Do we know side B? No. Do we know angle B? Yes. Do we know side C? Yes. Oh, that's 20. Do we know angle C? 130 degree. And we want to find side A. Yes, everybody? Okay, we want to find side A. I look at those two blocks. They are equal. And then, can I just put A equals this right-hand side multiplied by sine 35 degree? Okay, yes. So that's the A, our right-hand side. And then multiply by sine 35 degree. Okay, use your calculator. What is this? Give me 4 decimal places. 13.9750. Thank you. Ready? Okay. Now, H. Okay, look at H. So we have the right triangle here. That's H, that's A, that's 15 degree. So we know opposite over hypotenuse is what? Sine 15 degree, right? Therefore H is both sides multiplied by A, right? And then we know A is about 14.9750. And now you multiply by sine of 15 degree. By the way, when you use your calculator, don't type this number. You click answer times sine 15 degree so that your answer is more accurate. It's the long decimal approximation. Is that clear, everybody? So now you get, what do you get for the H? Oh, okay. So that is B. That's not H. Yes. So if you want to find B, you set this equal, and then B is the right-hand side multiplied by this. But because here we're not looking for B, we're looking for H. To find H, you just need to know one of the A or B. You don't need to know both. Okay? If you know A, H is A times sine 15 degree. If you know B, H is B times sine 35 degree. Is that clear, everybody? Mm-hmm. So, what is your answer?
3.8758.
So, 3
8758.
Thank you. And let's see, round the altitude to the nearest tenth of a mile. So then it's about what? Yeah, 3.9. Okay, everybody? So we finished the story problem. So this problem is not asking us to find all the side. It's asking the altitude. So it has two sets. Okay. Any questions about this angle side? How good? Angle side. You find the remaining angle. And then you plug in the law of sine. Okay. And then you figure out, okay, which unknown you want to find. You solve for it. Mm-hmm. Usually you have 3 blocks. The 2 block has one unknown, and the remaining block you know both information. So you can use that to find the unknown. Okay, good. Next one. Next one is a harder case. It is the side angle. Okay, so side angle. Two sides and the angle opposite to one of them. Okay, and here we have 3 possible situations can occur. 1. No such triangle exists. 2. One such triangle exists. 3. Two distinct triangle exist. Okay? So let's look at the cases. And we draw pictures, right? So you can consider a triangle in which we're given A, B, and the angle A. So remember side angle, you know one side, two side, and the angle opposite to one of them. Okay? So let's say we know AB and the angle A. Then the H is like the altitude. It is sine A. Why? Look at this triangle. The sine A is what? The opposite over the hypotenuse. Opposite is H. Hypotenuse is B. Right, everybody? So therefore, H is B times sine A. Okay? Now it depends on the A and the H. Which one is bigger? Look at your first picture. Do you see your A is shorter than H? Because it's too short. Can you close the triangle? No. It's too short. I cannot even reach the other side. So therefore, triangles? No. We don't have a case like that. Okay? So that's why here, no triangles can satisfy. Second picture. Oh, by the way, on this picture, we're assuming the angle A is an acute angle. What is an acute angle? Less than 90 degrees, right? And if you're bigger than 90 degrees, what do you say that? Obtuse, yes. Okay, second picture. The H equals to A. See, we get a right triangle. So only one. That's the right triangle. Well, if your A is bigger than H but smaller than B, you have two triangles. Okay, your A is between H and B. So maybe your A is like that, and you have a triangle looks like this. Or maybe your A is like this direction, but then you have another triangle. So they are different triangles. So you get two possibilities. Is that okay, everybody? And then the last one, if A is longer than B, then it must be here. It cannot be there. Okay? Why? Because if this A is here, oh my God, your A is not acute angle. Your A is actually an obtuse angle, right? So that's why your side A must be the right, cannot be the left. So in this case, we only have one triangle. So now you understand why this case is hard? Because you don't have a fixed shape. You don't know which one. So it really depends on the side, the relationship between them. Then you can draw the picture and figure out how many possible triangles are there. Okay, so this is the picture when the angle A is acute angle. How about when the angle A is obtuse? Okay, so we have a picture like this. Here, if A is smaller or equal to B, you're not long enough to reach this side. Do you agree, everybody? So no triangle. Okay? So you have to have the A is bigger than B. Then you can have one triangle like that. So these are all the possibilities. Okay? So, and usually how do you solve examples? Draw a picture. Okay? Or maybe the picture will be given. Okay, so practice. Solve both triangles formed below. Okay, so here you see this picture is this one. Okay, it's given us the picture. So we know we have like two triangles possible. We gotta solve both of them. Okay, so the relationship between the angles on the horizontal leg can be visualized when both triangles are drawn on top of each other. Notice the isosceles triangle. Yes. Do you see this as an isosceles triangle? This side and this side are the same. Okay. And you know the alpha is 180 degree minus theta. Yes. And do you remember we said if the sum of the two angles is 90 degrees, we say those two angles are a complementary angle for 90 degrees. And 180 degree is called supplementary angles. Yes. Okay, so alpha and theta are supplementary angles. Okay, good. Now let's label them. I call this. By the way, in the exam, you can choose the way you like to label them. Okay, so you will get the same answer. Maybe just call the side different name, but the number is gonna be the same. So let's see. Here we have A, B, C, D, and I call this is A, and I call this is B. Okay, yes, let's do that. We want to solve both triangles. So let's look at the left one. Okay, the left one I have A, C, B, and then that's what I call this is A, and this is B. The A is 2.5, the B is 3, and the angle A is 50 degree. Right, everybody? Let's find okay, so here we know three information. We know side, angle, right? And we want to find the other three information. Okay, so let's see. All right. So when you see something like this, write down the law of sine. So A over sine A equals B over sine B equals C over sine C. Right, everybody? And now we plug in all the known information. Do we know side A? Yes. What is that? 2.5. Do we know angle A? Yes, that is sine 50 degree. Do we know side B? Yes, that is 3. And do we know angle B? No. Do we know side C? No. And angle C? No. Okay, everybody? By the way, if you missed some class, make sure you watch the recording and take notes. Okay, now let's see. Ooh, do you see this block? We know both information. In this block, we have one unknown. In this block, we have two unknowns. So we should use these two blocks. Then we only have one unknown. We can solve for that unknown. Is that okay, everybody? Mm-hmm. Okay, now let's see. When we solve, like if you have both sides is a fraction, you can do cross multiply. Okay, everybody? So let's do cross multiply. Okay. By the way, in my solution to your homework or exam, I forgot I used the sine A over A or I used the A over sine A. But you know, they both equivalent. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so cross multiply. I get what? 2.5 times sine B equals what? 3 times sine 50 degree. Yes, everybody? Mm-hmm. Oh, we are looking for sine B. So what do? Both sides divided by 2.5. So you get sine B equals 3 sine 50 degree over 2.5. Give me 6 decimal places. So give me 6 decimal places, what do you get?
0.919253.
Like that? Thank you. Right, everybody? So you plug in your calculator, you get a number. Now to find B. That is the arc-sine of that number. That's why I want you to put more decimals, and then your arc-sine, apply on it. Your answer will be more accurate. Now give me 4 decimal places. What is your angle? By the way, in your calculator, you can put arc-sine and then the answer key. Do you see the answer key? So that means you're not only picking the 6 decimal approximation, you're actually taking the long list of the numbers. And what do you get? Sorry, 66.8171. Thank you. Degree. Yes, everybody? So this is the angle B. Okay, now good. We know angle A and we know angle B. Can we find angle C? C is now 180 degree minus A and B. So minus 50 and minus this 66.8171 degree. By the way, if you use your calculator, you can put the answer button. Then you don't need to type the long number. So what is your C?
3.1828.
Thank you. So that is the C. Right, everybody? Okay, wonderful. We find the C. Now we can find the angle C because we know this block and now this block, we know the angle C. So plug in. We get 2.5 over sine 50 degree. Sine C is what we're looking for. But the angle C, we know that is 63.1828. Is that okay, everybody? After we find the angle C, we can then use this block. Both of them, we know the information. And this one, we know one information. So we can find the other one. All right, so what is side C? Your left-hand side. And you multiply by the sine 63.1828 on both sides. Oops. Okay, put this in your calculator. What do you get? 125. Like that? Thank you. Yes. So this is the side C. All right. Any questions, everybody? No? Okay, so let's stop here. We haven't finished. We only solved one triangle. There is another one. Let's do that next class. Next class, also print out worksheets 10.2. Okay? And this afternoon, we have a study session here from 3:10 to 5. Okay, everybody? So hope to see you. Have a nice weekend.